Welcome back. Just got here to the office and I was reading my favorite news website, Slashdot, on the way to the office, and I came across a pretty interesting article for anyone who promotes their business on Facebook and Instagram, which for a lot of our audience is creatives, musicians, filmmakers, producers, all types of people. Now we're on our third year of teaching marketing, including but not limited to Facebook ads, to creatives, particularly musicians, and over time we've noticed a few things. Number one, musicians typically don't have the types of ad budgets that companies do. I've worked marketing for major companies and they typically are spending anywhere from $100 in testing to thousands of dollars per day in the ad platform, which means that their average bid for a batch of eyeballs is way higher than a musician's. Musicians are typically spending anywhere from $5 to $50 a day in the ad platform. And as a result, their bids are just naturally lower. Now, this has a lot to do with the automated nature of Facebook's ad platform. But the second thing we've noticed, besides the low budgets, is that a lot of musicians typically end up in front of more men than women. This isn't true for all musicians. We have an indie in the group named Anthony who is like 80% women. The ladies love Anthony. Also, one of our first big case studies that actually used our album launch strategy without our help is the 502s, and the 502s, ladies love the 502s as well. But a broad majority of the indies in our community are experiencing 70% male, 60% male, all the way up to 80% male results from their advertising. Usually they're advertising music videos, so they're using small budgets to get a wider distribution on music videos to build up their retargetable listener base. So they're getting that first touch with their fans see the music video, they're like, hey, I like this. And then later on, they can reach back out to them as a custom audience in Facebook. So building up those retargeting audiences is important. But when you first get into music, a lot of people, regardless of gender or sexual orientation, imagine that it's gonna be, 50-50, kind of like the regular population is. Now there's genres in which that's not exactly true. Like one of my favorite rappers is Quell, of the Typical Cats. And I don't imagine that Quell has like an overwhelmingly female fan base. I would imagine it's primarily male. So for some genres, that's to be expected, but not at the level at which we're seeing it in our indie community. Which brings me to the article that I stumbled upon on Slashdot this morning. Facebook ad platform could be inherently discriminatory, researchers say. Bo HD writes, researchers from Northeastern University, the University of Southern Carolina, and tech accountability nonprofit Upturn have released a paper that says Facebook's ad delivery system itself can steer ads intended to be inclusive toward discrimination without explicit intent. Let's unpack that, right? Facebook is an algorithmic ad platform, so it adjusts itself based on predefined rules in order to make your ads run better. Now, as far as algorithm development, this is one of the smartest algorithms that's out today. It's very, very complex. It considers a large set of factors, but ultimately it's trying to get you more results at a cheaper cost all the time. Now, this is the key point. The researchers found that Facebook ads tend to be shown to men because women tend to click on ads more often, making them more expensive to reach through Facebook's system. And this is where those budgets come into play. The lower your daily budget, the lower your average bid for 1,000 eyeballs. That's how the Facebook ad auction works. You tell Facebook what kind of audience you want, then it runs for a little while and kind of narrows that down based on performance, and then it uses your daily budget to estimate how much you'd like to bid on 1,000 impressions, 1,000 eyeballs, 1,000 times that your ad shows up. Now, if you've got a packet of 1,000 people that is primarily male, that's gonna be less expensive because it doesn't get as high a result as women. Women click more often, which is typically the result you want from an ad campaign, but not always. And because they click more often, they're worth more because they're more likely to give you the result that you want, which means more people are competing for them, which means their price is higher. So if you've got a really low bid, your chances of reaching more women decrease significantly. Only advertisers who are running high daily budgets are likely to get the automatic bids for those 1,000 impressions that result in a lot of female response. Very, Very interesting. We've noticed here at Entrepreneur that as our company has grown and our daily ad budgets have gotten higher, we've gotten a larger percentage of females into the community. Obviously, we didn't recognize this as corollary. It's very hard to suss out what's going on here in the data, day to day. But when I read this article, I was like, of course! Now, it's hard to design a study that, with no bias, takes a solid look at what the Facebook algorithm is doing. And that's because you need to either pour through Facebook's back-end data and diagnose the algorithm internally, or you need to basically run an ad and then survey everyone who sees the ad, which has its own problems. Beyond that, you're limited to basically altering your ad campaign, waiting a while, and then checking out the breakdown results in your ads manager. Now, in Ads Manager Breakdown, we can see all types of demographic information like gender, age, country, region, all that type of stuff, which gives them a fair amount of data, but not all the data they need to really make this assertion. Furthermore, Facebook's ad reporting isn't fully robust, because if it was, everybody would skewer Facebook for it. People just love to hate on Facebook. Every morning, Mark Zuckerberg wakes up and his assistant tells him, listen, Mark, before you get out there into the world today, remember, they hate us because they ain't us. I hope that's how he wakes up, because otherwise I don't know how he deals with the level of vitriol that's just flown his way every single day by the news media and the government and his own users who get to use this product for free. Crazy. Anyways, this kind of answers our age-old question of why do men respond to our ad campaigns at a higher rate? It's not because men are more likely to click on ads, which is a conclusion that a lot of marketers have reached. If you search men are more likely to click on ads, you'll find tons of articles on this. So it's kind of funny that it's possible that with a properly designed study with solid methodology, you might uncover that actually women cost more because they click more often. And that's why you're not seeing a high distribution of men in your ad campaigns. You're just not spending enough. So if you are a pop punk band that's just getting hated on in your ads because it's primarily old dudes, or if you're a boy band who's getting hated on in your ads because it's primarily old dudes, or just any genre that's typically given over more often to a female audience than a male one. And this isn't to like reinforce gender norms, okay? I'm just trying to get the point out here, so please don't skewer me. Call out culture is exhausting. If you're in that situation and you're having trouble reaching people who might actually like your music because they're not cynical dude assholes, try a higher budget. Or run male and female audiences separately. Now, previously we've recommended against this because we just assume Facebook's gonna find you what's right for you. But this kind of confirms that if you actually want females in your audience and you're not getting them, then you kind of have to separate that out because they're gonna be a higher cost and Facebook will never optimize to a higher cost, lower result. If that's something you want, you gotta tell Facebook explicitly. So if you're out there marketing your music and you're trying to build up your fan base through advertising and you're not reaching the ladies, this might be your fix. Now, I've left a link to this article below and a link to the actual study if you want to check it out. And hopefully this clears up some confusion for a lot of you indies out there who are trying to build a creative business through advertising exposure and you're just not getting that feminine angle. With that said, I've been Circa for Full Stack Creative. If you liked this video or it was helpful, please like the video and think about, just carefully consider whether or not you should click the subscribe button. Do you want to see more videos like this? Do you want to get tutorials and gear reviews and creative marketing advice 3 times a week? Is that something that might make your life a little bit brighter? If so, click that subscribe button, ring the bell, and you'll see my stupid face or my colleagues 3 times a week in your YouTube subscription. We're not gonna like pop up on your phone or anything. Don't worry. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.